Hi, welcome back. So we're having some conversations, and I'm lucky to be talking with Al Scates, legendary volleyball coach. And Al, I thought one of the questions I should ask, and I try to ask all the coaches, but obviously you're such an incredible, legendary coach. But who were some of your mentors? Who helped you get here?
Well, my high school basketball coach was Bill Rankin, who was the captain of the UCLA basketball team in 1945.
Okay.
And he had a good influence on me. He didn't try to mentor me. I just enjoyed being around him and watching him coach and teach, and he was a great influence in my life. I didn't realize it at the time, but at the time I went to junior college, I realized.
What did you learn from him? What's like one takeaway?
Well, he enjoyed practice, and he would try to have a little bit of fun, and we won the Marine League basketball championship, and I enjoyed it because I was a 6'2" starting center, and I was the littlest center in the league, but he still had confidence in me, and if I didn't start, he'd bring me in off the bench, and I'd play a lot, and he was strict, but he liked to have a little fun, a little laugh, and that's what I've always done.
Well, I remember we had so much fun at practice.
Yeah,
it was always fun.
If you can't have any fun, you shouldn't be out there. I mean, you should look forward to coming to practice every day and enjoy practice. And as a player, if I didn't enjoy practice, I didn't like to play for that guy. I mean, I had a coach here at UCLA, Dr. Glenn Eggstrom, who was, he pulled me aside one day when I was going to class. He was a full professor here, and told me, he says, next time I see you, I want to see a halo over your head. I want to see the halo effect. He says, you're coming to class late, you're not wearing shoes. If it's a nice day, you don't go to class, you go to the beach, you play volleyball. He says, you've got to turn this thing around. He said, a lot of these people, we had a physical education major, are not going to graduate in this class. Almost none of the football players are going to graduate. And after he spent like 5 or 10 minutes with me, and then I listened, and I started going to class, and I went on and got a master's degree, and I started actually getting good grades, and just for him taking a few minutes, and I taught school for 35 years, and I would try to just make a difference with one kid in my class who wasn't doing well.
Yeah.
And if I could do that, I think I had a good year in the public school system. I taught in Beverly Hills.
Sure.
And so that was important. And then later, after John Wooden retired, he took an office right next door, right here.
Right next to you, you were next to John Wooden.
Yeah.
Wow.
And up to that time, he'd be practicing at 3 in Poly, and I'd be in the men's gym at 3. So I didn't know him while we were both coaching, really.
Yeah.
And I was in awe of him anyway, and I wasn't going to approach him, bother him. But boy, our doors were open. He'd come in my office, I'd come in his office, and then later we served on committees together, the Valvoline Sports Advisory Board, and we became very good friends. Yeah.
Well, he's just full of so many like one-liners and tidbits. Like, what are some of the takeaways you took from? No, seriously, like everything. It's like you're like, oh, you want to write it down.
I was thinking, one of the last things he did, he gave me this little card, and he made me sign it. It's Coach Wooden's sportsmanship pledge. It says, "I'll be a good sport when I win or lose. No whining, complaining, or making an excuse. I always keep trying 100% to give my best effort in every event." I put something like that on the blackboard. I don't know if you noticed the whiteboard in practice. Always try to do your best.
No, I love that.
Take off of this. This sportsmanship pledge will bring out my best. Coach Wooden has taught me to be a success. And he gave me a book for one of my grandchildren. It was a book he'd written for children, and he had me sign my name, and he signed his name on this card. And the book is my granddaughter Tara has it in Arizona, in Gilbert, Arizona.
Inch and Miles, 100% effort team. Official
Inch and Miles are the characters in this little book, and so he gave that book to me, and
well, for me, my favorite line of his, without a doubt, is this: no whining, No complaining, no making
Yes.
excuses.
He gave me
Oh,
that
my
on
gosh.
another little piece of
I would
something
take
he gave me. And I have a picture of Sue and I when we had dinner with him, and I keep this little card here next to his photo. So,
Well, what would be the one piece of tidbit that you would give a coach that you could?
well, I think you have to reward players for what they do in practice, and I think you know, I don't want to break up a winning combination. I know one thing: your best players don't always give you the best team.
Mm.
There's certain people that complement each other and work well together, but as far as a daily practice situation, if the second team beats the first team, somebody's got to move up from that team. Somebody's got to move down. You have to reward the players for what they actually, their performance on the court. Now, some players can work hard, give you 100%, and still not win.
Mm.
I'm not going to reward those players.
Sure.
I mean, I expect everybody to work as hard as they can. And I'm not going to start the players I like the best. I don't let that influence me at all. I really like some of the players behind the blue curtain, but I don't even coach them right now. JT Wanger's coaching them because they don't perform well enough to be on the first court. I'll take a look at them once in a while if JT says
Hey,
he's
things
playing
that
well.
Yeah.
But mostly, if somebody's not playing well, I'll send them behind the curtain and I'll tell JT to send me an outside hitter or send me a middle blocker.
Mm.
I'm not going to tell him who to send me. So I want to reward them for what they do on the court, whether it's the first court or the second court. And you know, the worst thing you can do is kick a player out of the gym. That's the worst punishment there is. Now, I haven't done that for a while. I mean, my move is to send them to the second court.
Yeah.
But if they can't handle that, then
Yeah.
I expect JT to boot them out the door.
Yeah.
I just had a little conference with a player. I says, well, there's three things that are going to happen with you. Either you're going to quit the team in a rage because you think you're better than the guys in the first court, but you're not producing at the time, or you're going to get kicked out of the gym by JT, or you're going to make it to the first team and be a starter. I said, I don't know which way you're going. But I said, when you're on the second court, you've got to listen to everything he tells you because he's trying to make you better. And you better give him eye contact because some of the time he doesn't think you're listening to him. And I said, so you gotta
Those
decide.
are those tough conversations as a
Yeah,
coach.
you're gonna decide you're gonna work as hard as you can when you're not on the first court too. And so happened he had a good day in practice, and that young man is on the first court today.
Good.
And he's going to stay there for tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I
Okay.
don't know. There's a lot of things you can tell a coach. I mean, I used to teach.
Well,
a
let's
week.
wrap this one up, and let's get into that a little bit. Okay, for more volleyball videos, go to volleyball1on1.com.